Hey there, beautiful people. I had somebody ask, I've had a few people ask actually, about this basket that's on the back above the spare tire. And we carry our diesel heater in there, and sometimes we carry firewood in there, just whatever it calls for, you know, where we're going, the time of year and stuff like that. But this is actually part of the LoD Destroyer bumper series and one of the accessories that comes with that bumper and tire carrier. Now, I've had people ask about it. I want to go ahead and, this isn't going to be a full-blown review, but I want to show you everything I can about it today. The reason I'm not doing a review yet is because the jury's still out. I haven't had it that long. I really want to put it to good use before I say, yeah, this is the freaking ultimate, but so far it's been amazing. But I want to show you how it works and kind of what I think about the whole thing. All right, so this truly is a bumper and tire carrier combo. And the reason I went with this, just to get you guys up to speed, is we used to have the Terraflex. It was their Alpha HD hinge and tire carrier. And you know, the hinge literally replaces the whole hinge and it comes in, and then the tire carrier is mounted, but everything is attached to the original hinge points and the door itself. So all of the weight of anything you want to carry on that tire, you know, whatever you want to put on there. We used to use a strap that carried the propane on there and things like that. Sometimes we'd even strap on the Max Tracks on there during the winter and snow and stuff like that. It was a lot of weight on the back door, and I've just wanted to get the weight off of that back door for the longest time. And I did a lot of research into the AEV bumper and tire carrier, and that even comes with a fuel caddy, which is kind of nice and things, but it didn't have a lot of accessories. And I knew I wanted some flexibility and options back here. So let me walk you through kind of what I have set up right now, and then we'll dig into kind of how this whole thing works. So clearly it supports the tire, and what you have in here at the hinge point is a greasable set of bearings, and I can show you that and how I assembled it. And then this aluminum thing is just a cap. We used to pack wheel bearings just like this. And what you're doing is you're cramming as much grease as you can right up into the wheel bearing itself. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm packing it right into the bottom ridge, and then it'll squeeze up right out of the rollers themselves. So you can see in an unpacked bearing, this is what the gap is in between. And so you're just cramming the grease from the palm of your hand right into that thing. You'll notice every time you try to pop one side in, the other side wants to come out. But you're just gonna try and get it started at this point, like this. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a piece of wood, because that's gonna stop it right at the ridge. And don't go get a dirty thing outside, right, that's full of dirt, because you don't want a bunch of dirt inside here, right? But now what we can do is really drive that thing home, that seal home. And you don't have to worry about going too far. And you can hear it when it's in. There you go. There we go. Grab the bearing. Dump it in. This. I don't know what size socket that was, but that's okay.
It probably tells you something.
Wow, it feels good. That feels amazing. It's a billet machined cap that goes on here to close this off. And there's no O-ring in there, so what I did was I greased the threads real good when I put that on to make sure no water can actually get inside. And this that you see over here is literally kind of a bump stop where this end piece hits. And you can see it's even kind of gotten rusty from hitting it a few times and kind of flaking the powder coating off on the corner there. But it does work pretty good, and it stops the actual door. Now, the piece I have here, this is just literally a mount. It's a bracket that comes around that mounts to the back of this whole tire carrier solution. And I'll show you another view of that as well when we open it. But this is actually there just for a Rotopax. And today I just use it to carry my diesel Rotopack when we have the diesel heater up here. And that's about it. So during times of year when we're not using the diesel heater, this bracket will probably either come off, or I'll actually take the Rotopax piece off and use this to carry my propane tank, so I don't have to use the strap that goes around the tire. But you see what I mean by flexibility, right? You can mount different brackets, and you can mount them at different heights here and things like that. So you can kind of mix and match all the parts yourself. Now the basket itself, it's pretty handy. I will admit it's pretty handy. I wish it was a slightly different size so that I could fit other things in the basket. And it's probably one of my complaints about the whole thing is that I wish it was a slightly different size. And the way that mounts, I'll kind of take you around here real quick and open this up so you can see it. As you can see, that mounts to the actual bracket back here with 2 bolts over on this side, and then 2 bolts over on this side, 2 bolts right in here on this side. You can see them. This is actually the post as it comes up. And so you can see the bolts that are in there. Hopefully you can see them a little bit that mount. Now, the way this actually works is through kind of a Heim joint, and it's a bit of a parallelogram. And you can see as this closes, these rubber stoppers make contact with this. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. And then there's also an alignment piece right here that goes into that notch that you see back there, and that's something that you align when you assemble it. Now, the way that closes, as you can see, as the door closes, this all gets closer and closer together. That slides into the notch, and then as the door closes all the way, it hits against the rubber bumpers back here, and you can see they squish pretty good, and that's kind of what you want, right? That's kind of part of the setup of the actual whole system. Now, something else that you'll notice is there's a license plate relocation bracket. Now, you don't have to use this. They also make a relocator that fits on the bumper here, and it bolts on to some bracket holes that are back behind here, so your license plate can also be here as well. Now, key note on that, if you use any kind of a trasharoo, which I do, and you put it on here when you're out four-wheeling, you're gonna cover up your license plate. And there's been times when I've driven home all the way up to 395 for hundreds of miles with my license plate covered with no license plate. Knock on wood, I haven't been stopped, but just something to think about. If you're going to carry a trasharoo, you may want the license plate bracket here that comes with the LoD bumper instead of here. And then there's the brake light mount here, and that also is an option. It's part of this whole assembly here. Now, they do make another license plate, or it's not license plate, but a brake light that mounts back here on top. In fact, you'll see there's 2 holes right here on the top of this part that mounts to the door. And it's a big stand that stands up above the tire back here. And I didn't really like that setup very much. It felt like it was going to impede or interfere with the windshield washer thing. And I just felt like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and mount it in that other location since I'm already putting the tire there. Now, the way this disconnects, no, I said the bumper is carrying the weight of the tire. And I can disconnect that, and what you'll see here is now the tire is completely disconnected. I shut the tailgate, and you see this, literally, this arm is what is carrying the whole weight of everything you have back here. Now, I'll admit, when this is closed up and this striker alignment is stuck into the rubber piece right here, that's probably carrying some of the weight too, right? I mean, obviously it's jammed in there. It can't really go up and down. So any flex that would occur in this arm is going to be prevented by also sitting in here. So there's probably some weight and some deflection happening in here as I'm hitting bumps and things like that, because let's face it, this is probably going to flex a little bit carrying all that weight. But this gives you a pretty good look at what you have here in terms of a structure that the tire mounts to, and also how the brackets and things mount as well. Now, one of the other brackets I have mounted is one here that you can see on the side, and this one's clearly bigger. And right now I'm using it to carry a shovel and an axe, so you can kind of put mounts there too. I've also used this to put my MaxTrax mount on here. Now this is the MaxTrax mount that I use, and I'll put the name of this up. I can't remember the name and manufacturer of this. When I don't have these grip fists on here, I can literally mount this on instead, and that can carry my MaxTrax really, really well. Now, I don't carry MaxTrax that often. I only take MaxTrax with me typically when we know we're going to be in deep snow or mud. I don't really use them, but as you can see here, this is one type of mount. The other thing you can mount here is a propane tank if you want to, different types of things. The other things that they make is if you want to carry jerry cans back here, 5-gallon jerry cans, they make a mount for that. And go check out their website. You'll see they've got quite a few things, but the goal here was to kind of give you guys an understanding of how this whole thing works together as a unit. You'll notice electrically, this electrical to turn up here. Now, normally you would have your brake light and your camera wiring all right here attached to the door. So, big piece of data or information here for you. You have to reroute that stuff out of the door And the way I did that was I actually took this whole thing off, and the plugs are over here. I literally routed that stuff along the same wire loom, ran it through here. Pulled this panel off, same panel that you'd take off if you were, you know, doing anything with the subwoofer and stuff back here. And there's a grommet back down inside here. All right, now you do have to cut a little slit in that top grommet right there that allows you to drop your wiring down through the taillight and out underneath. We're coming down through the grommet here, and we'll just pull that straight down through. And that's going to end up going right down through the hole where your cables for the lighting and everything come in, right down through there. Once you drop it down through the taillight here, it actually comes out underneath, and then you can pull your wiring right up in between the bumper and the bodywork here. Cooper, oh, Cooper, oh, ow, oh, Cooper, no. Cooper, what are you doing? Oh, Cooper, Cooper. Cooper, no. My glasses. Oh. Cooper, no. Oh. Cooper, those are my good glasses. You goof. No. Cooper, no. Okay. I love you too. I love you. Okay, buddy. Okay. All right. Can you sit? Hey. Here's another view of that with the wiring loom actually coming up from underneath. Again, run down behind the taillight, popping out through here, and then fasten to the back and run out this way. So there's something else I want to show you guys with this bumper and tire carrier with this license plate bracket that relocates the brake light and everything. Let me give you an idea how this works, because to remove the spare tire, obviously you've got to take this bracket off, right? But let me show you how this mounts. Got two basically 3/4 inch nuts that screw on here with a stud. And this is actually part of a something that's it literally gets sandwiched when you put the tire on. The studs that you're seeing are part of something that gets sandwiched between these studs right here, part of something that gets sandwiched between the tire and the actual tire carrier. And as you can see here, you can see how I put a connector on the end for the LEDs that light up the license plate, and then here's my actual brake light wiring. Now you can see here the way what they do here is they send you PVC, and I actually ended up getting new pieces because I wanted to cut them to a different length. But you can see that's just two pieces of PVC that space it out from the tire itself, or the wheel itself. And then what you can see here, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is literally just my plug for my brake lights here. And I put a plug here so that I could actually disconnect the LEDs and be able to remove the whole bracket and set it aside when I actually want to take the tire off. What I did was I just made the wire loom long enough so it gave me plenty of room here, so that when I actually want to pull the tire off, I've got plenty of wire to work with here, so I'm not stuck trying to do things in really tight quarters. And that's really helpful when you go to mount it. But again, this is all that wiring that I showed you that you route from the inside of the door back to here. And you'll be taking, for instance, your license plate light wiring, that comes from the very far corner. So you got to route that through and up through the loom. And then the brake light, that is the one that actually, along with the camera cable, is the one that gets routed from inside the door back through and down through the taillight area. And so that gives you a good idea how that works. Just like when we detach this, you can see here it's a spring-loaded mechanism that you can attach and detach, and it connects to a small little ball here. You can just pull this over, attach it just like that, and now everything is back together. So when we actually shut the door, this can come around, and you can see how that works as everything closes together just like that. So it's nice that you can actually shut everything as a unit, just like you did as if the tire was connected. Let's talk a little bit about the rewiring here. I ran wire looms for both these things, and that includes the lights for the license plate, right? So you've got lighting, that's these little bolts here actually have an LED light in them, and that there's two of them, one on each side. So when your license plate is here, those illuminate the license plate. And then you've got the brake light here, and then under here you've actually got your camera relocation, so your backup camera. So everything is here in one spot, but again, you have to run that wiring through that loom, just the way I showed you guys a few minutes ago. So there's a little bit of work involved with that. I'll admit it's a little bit of pain. You'd wish it was easily plug and play, but if you think about it, there's not a real easy way to extend wiring from the back of the door to this if this is going to slide open and be, you know, completely detached from the door. You have to have a wire that was pretty long to stretch across there. All right, so this is kind of a typical setup that you'll probably see us on the trail with quite often, right? So as I mentioned, you've got the axe and shovel actually mounted here on this location. We've got the heater, diesel heater up here in the basket, and a lot of times we'll stick some other stuff up in here too. Sometimes we'll actually cram a bunch of firewood in here, strapped together and strapped down as well. Then what I use for the propane tank is usually I'll wrap my Brakelight engineering, I forget what they call this thing. I'll look it up and put it here, and then it just ratchet straps onto the tire itself. So we've got our 5-gallon propane or 5-pound propane, and then my diesel is here, and I just threw it up here again because I'm just showing you guys kind of where everything sits. But that's a pretty good example of what we throw on the back of this thing, and it seems to carry it pretty doggone well, considering that's quite a bit of weight on there. And anything I can do to get stuff out of the inside of the Jeep and sitting in a spot that's not up on the roof, for instance, is kind of a good thing. And so this works out really good. All right, so some quick thoughts on this basket and why I said one of my pet peeves was the size of the basket. It's just the size where you can't quite fit certain things in it that you'd like to put. It's weird. Typical in this industry, right? Nothing's an industry standard. One of the things I'd truly like to put back here, if I'm being completely honest, is a roam box. I'd love to be able to carry that roam box right there above the spare tire, because I could fit quite a bit of stuff in there, and that would actually be really cool. But to do that, what I'd really want back here instead of a basket is more of a platform where I could put the actual roam box mounts on that platform and just clip the roam box right into place. And then I'd have a nice lockable, closable, carrying system back here. And I think I'm gonna make just that. I'm gonna make it myself and get rid of the basket. I don't know in the future what I plan to do with the diesel heater is something different, so I don't have to carry it back here, and that won't be necessary anymore, but I think having that roam box back here would be really cool. Something else I often think about is, you can see this is actually a Brakelight engineering, but I'm using an actual power tank, propane tank carrier here. And what I think I'd like to do is actually get rid of the Brakelight engineering thing and actually carry the propane on one of the brackets similar to what's on, what's here for the diesel roto packs. So it wouldn't have to be strapped onto the tire per se. Right now this works for us, so it's kind of like, why fix what ain't broke? We've been doing it this way ever since we got rid of the ARS rack. We've been carrying it back here, so it works out really well for us. But that's a good look at kind of the LoD bumper. I think they call it the LoD Destroyer bumper, full width bumper and tire carrier, and the basket, as well as kind of some of the brackets and mounts that come with it. If you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. Again, I'm not sponsored by LoD. I paid for this and did a bunch of research on it. Which way that's supposed to go on? Is it supposed to go in that way? Just like that? All right, so this might look pretty gross to some of you. Oh God, I got some dirt in my mouth right now. It's crunchy. Cooper's trying to tell you guys to hit that like button and subscribe. Cooper. No. Cooper, no. See you next time, guys.